Testing and prototyping your AI idea can be costly, time consuming, and overall just a very expensive, draining process. But it doesn't have to be. So today, I'm going to show you how to use GPTs from OpenAI and ChatGPT to prototype and show your AI somewhat working. This is going to require zero technical skills, and what we'll be able to do is create health trends GPT. How are we going to do that? Well, what you need to do is you need to go to chatgpt.com/GPTs. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to click create. This is going to be the interface to allow us to create our own GPT. So I'm going to put myself up here in the middle. I'm just going to use this microphone here to allow myself to dictate, but you can type. And I'm going to say, I would like to create Health Trends GPT. This is going to be a guide to help people critically review the latest health trends. I want the user to be able to input information or a trend that they've seen on social media, such as TikTok or Instagram. And I'd like the GPT to respond in a certain manner or way, such as I'd like it to first clarify, if it's not already been provided, where did the user hear about this trend? Second, I want to ask, what is the user hoping to get from this trend? So for example, if they hear about oiling their hair, I want the AI to say, okay, understood. I'm going to go and now do research on the internet to find out more about this trend and specifically any kind of medical journals, scientific journals, or studies that prove a basis for the trend and say, is there a good scientific consensus, or is there kind of debate in the scientific community, or what is the, as best possible, scientific truth for this trend? And now what it's going to do is it's going to take what I said. It is going to ingest it here. As I said before, that you do not need to do it this way. You can very much just type it. But what I've done is, I might remove some of these filler words that I've used and check it for accuracy. But for speed, I'm just going to run it. And what it's going to go and do is it's going to create its own, or my own, GPT assistant. Here, it's going to fill in all the instructions for me. And it's going to allow me to do something like this. So it's going to say, do I want to name it? Yes, that's a good name. And it's going to turn our OpenAI assistant into Health Trends Guide. And what it's going to do is now allow me to go and ask questions. So for example, I may want to say, I heard about putting coconut oil in my hair. And I'm going to copy that so we can reuse the same thing. And what we're going to hope happens is we want the AI to come back and say, where did you hear about it? And what are you hoping to achieve? Okay, this is good. Now, maybe this isn't quite what I want it to do, because maybe I don't want it to be using emojis. I don't want it to sound too similar to AI, but saying deeper dive and these very cliche AI phrases. And maybe I want it just to be a bit shorter. So for example, I might go back and I say, this picture is good. I'd like the responses to be shorter and have less fluff. I don't think the responses need to necessarily directly acknowledge what's been said or say anything like thanks for sharing. Nor do I think they should use any kind of dashes, nor should they use any emojis anywhere. All it needs to do is say, if it's not known, where did you hear about putting oil in your hair, for example? And all it needs to say is, what are you hoping to achieve by doing this? And what I want it to do is then clarify that information and then respond. So again, you could just type this. I'm just using the voice for speed. And I'm going to send it. And what's it going to do? Is it's going to update the instructions that it's already created for me here and update any other kind of information. So we see it's just updated. The instructions have changed. And let's test it again. I heard about putting oil in my hair. And what we're going to see is it's going to refine what it said. Where did you hear about putting oil in your hair? And what are you hoping to achieve from doing it? That to me feels like a pretty good response. Maybe I want to separate the questions into separate paragraphs, for example. And then again, it's going to go update it. It's going to hopefully be a quick change. And then when I say the same thing, hopefully what's going to happen is it's going to ask the same questions. Let's see. Ooh. And now, same questions. And now they're in separate paragraphs. Now it just so happens that they're one line, so it looks the same, but it has updated. So let's just say I want to put coconut oil in my hair to protect it when swimming in a pool. I saw a TikTok, for example. And then again, what's it going to do? Well, it's going to answer my question here, and it tells me the thing. But it's not doing the main thing that I want it to do, which is I want it to be going and researching and then pulling back the results. So how do I fix this? Well, I want the AI to be going and researching on the internet, looking up scientific journals or other scientific resources, and then coming back and citing these resources in its response. A key purpose of Health Trends Guide is to be researching and providing back scientific information. So let's see. Now again, it's going to go update. It's going to update these instructions. If I wanted to, I could update and change these conversation starters. Effectively what these are is these things here. So for example, where you'd be able to click on them and it would put in the information, but it has updated for us. So I heard on TikTok that it can protect your hair when swimming in a pool. I misspelled pool, but it should get me. And it's clarifying again, protect from chlorine. And let's see. So now it's searching the web, it's doing the research, exactly what I want it to do. And it's telling me how it can help, what its limitations are, along with clarifications here. And I can even see what the sources are. Perfect. And then what it recommends. And it's giving a thing. Perfect. And maybe I even want to say, I really like how it's working. And I like that once it has the information about where it heard the information, where the user heard the information, and what they're hoping to get from the trend, I really like the idea of it always following the same answer, which is starts with a section about how it helps, followed by the limitations, a recommendation based on science for like a recommended routine or how to follow this trend, and then some kind of level of confidence or level of evidence. Doesn't need to have any kind of summary or conclusion at the end, but maybe actually it does have a conclusion that's called too long didn't read, or TLDR. And that is the thing, and perhaps it should actually put that at the beginning. So it starts with the TLDR and then follows the rest of the structure. So let's see. And now what it should hopefully start to do is it's going to start giving more structured response every time we ask. So put this in. Again, it's going to go and update the instructions here. So these are the full instructions. Oops. All right, now we have a TLDR section, so you can see how it's updating it. If you want, you can go directly in here and you can make the changes yourself rather than having the AI do it. But let's see. So I heard about putting oil in my hair. We can see what it says. I heard TikTok. I heard it on TikTok. And I want to protect my hair when swimming in a pool. Let's see what happens. Got it. So, too long didn't read. Applying oil to the hair before swimming may reduce chlorine damage by creating a barrier, but evidence is limited and effects vary. That is a great response. And so, for example, you could imagine if I wanted to turn this, say, into an app. I wanted to market the app to, say, parents who, when their kids hear about all these trends online, the parents are able to go and look at the scientific research about what's actually true. That might actually be quite a nice app. And now I have proof that I can make the AI work. And while this isn't specifically something that can be used directly in the app, what I can do is I can take the instructions here, which are a prompt, and I can put these elsewhere. For example, the OpenAI Assistance platform, which is going to be the content for another video. But we can take this and we can actually use this to go and create our working AI. So hopefully, guys, this is helpful. I hope this has been good for you. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment below. Or otherwise, I wish you every success. If you check the video description, there'll be more videos, links, and resources to help you start prototyping your AI. And if you want more help with this, you can also go to 7sigmagroup.com. Again, link in the description below. And you can contact us and we can talk about how we may be able to help you with your build. Thanks, guys. Catch you soon.